Start na. Makita ninyo ang cam na ko.
Kita ra pre.
Ang cam na ko. Kita mo tanan?
Oh, kita ra pre, kita ra.
Sige. Start na ta. So, good day sir, good day cadets. We are the group 7. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Deck Cadet Panahon Kenneth B. And today we are going to discuss and explain the topic which is all about international regulation for preventing collision at sea, 1972. Group 7 consisting of 4 members, namely Cadet Nabal New, Cadet Panahon Kenneth, Cadet Petagaran Jan Paul, and Cadet Pison Eman. I hope you will listen and learn something. So, the course of this topic was MTech 101 period prelim MW 430 to 6 and week 1 session 2 topic international regulation for collision at sea. Next slide. So the course outcome to demonstrate truth, knowledge, and understanding of the content, application, and intent of the international regulation for preventing collision at sea, 1972 as amended. Next. So the learning outcome of this lesson is at the end of this session, the student shall be able to demonstrate and apply the rules in conduct of vessel in sight of one another and conduct of vessel in restricted visibility. Next. So the importance of the topic. The aim of the regulation, the collision of regulation or COLREGs is to establish rules to avoid collision at sea. Next. So the International Regulation for Preventing Collision at Sea 1972, Part B, Steering and Sailing Rules 4 to 19, Section 2, Conduct of Vessel in Sight of one another. Next slide. So the Rule 17, Action by Stand-on Vessel. Next. So Part A, where one of two vessels is to keep out of the way, the other shall keep her course and speed. The latter vessel may, however, take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone as soon as it becomes apparent to her that the vessel required to keep out of the way is not taking appropriate action in compliance with these rules. Next slide, please. So, Part B, when from any cause the vessel required to keep her course and speed find herself so close that collision cannot be avoided by the action of the giveway vessel alone, she shall take such action as will best aid to avoid collision. Next slide, please. So, a power-driven vessel which takes action in a crossing situation in accordance with subparagraph A of this rule to avoid collision with another power-driven vessel shall, if the circumstances at the case admit, not alter course to port for a vessel on her own port side. Next slide, please. So, this rule does not relieve the giveway vessel of her obligation to keep out the way. So the Rule 17, action by stand-on vessel, is simply the stand-on vessel is required to maintain constant course and speed. So, example, if the giveway vessel does not make early and obvious action, then the stand-on vessel may take action to avoid collision. If collision is likely in spite of tardy action by the giveway vessel, the stand-on vessel must take action as well. So, in taking action, the stand-on vessel must not alter course to port for a giveway vessel on her port. turn away from the giveaway vessel, not into its path. So next slide. Cadet Katagara will discuss the following.
So good day everyone, my name is Cadet John Paul Pitagara. So role 18, responsibilities between ship, between vessels. The next. Except where roles 9 and 10 and 13 otherwise required, a power-driven vessel underwear shall keep out of the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted in our ability to maneuver, a vessel engaged in fishing, and a sailing vessel. Next. A sailing vessel underwear shall keep out of the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, a vessel engaged in fishing. So next. Vessel engaged in fishing when underway shall, so far as possible, get off the way of a vessel not under command, a vessel restricted in ability to maneuver. So that's all. The next presenter is the Cadet Nabal.
Good day, sir. I'm Cadet Naval. Any vessel other than a vessel not under command or a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, avoid impeding the safe passage of the vessel constrained by her draught, exhibiting the signal in Rule 28. A vessel constrained by her draught shall navigate with the particular caution, having full regards to her special condition. Next, please. A seaplane on the water shall, in general, keep well clear of all vessels and avoid impeding their navigation and circumstances. However, where risk of collision exists, shall comply with the rules of this part. Next, please. A wing craft, when taking off, landing, and in flight near the surface, shall keep well clear all of other vessels and avoid impeding their navigation. A wing craft operating on the water surface shall comply with the rules of this part of as a power-driven vessel. Next, please. So these are example. Rule 19, conduct of vessel and restricted visibility. Next, please. This rule applies to vessels not in sight of one another when navigating in or near an area of restricted visibility. That's all. Thank you. Next presenter.
So, good day everyone. I am Cadet Pison Emmanuel. So, every vessel shall proceed at a safe speed adapted to the prevailing circumstances and condition of restricted visibility. A power-driven vessel shall have her engines ready for immediate maneuver. Next, please. Every vessel shall have due regard to the prevailing circumstances and condition of restricted visibility when complying with the rules of Section 1 of this part. Next, please. A vessel which detects by radar alone the presence of another vessel shall determine if a close quarter situation is developing and or risk of collision exists. If so, she shall take avoiding action in an ample time, provided that when such action consists of alteration of course, so far as possible the following shall be avoided. An alteration of course to port for a vessel for forward of the beam, other than for vessel being overtaken. An alteration of course towards a vessel, a beam, or above the beam. Next, please. Except where it has been determined that a risk of collision does not exist. Every vessel which hears apparent of another vessel, or which cannot avoid a close quarter situation with another vessel forwards of her beam, shall reduce her speed to the minimum at which she can be kept on her course. She shall, if necessary, take all her way off, and in any event navigate with extreme caution until danger of collision is over. Next, please. Next slide, please. So that's all for my report, and that's all for the report of Group 7. So thank you.
That's all for the report, sir. Thank you.